architecture are already relying on to the Vectorworks and their workflows. So just speaking of the workflow, let me just dive into what is the current workflow. Might you have it as a architects or as a designers? You might have something workflow like this where you might use the AutoCAD software, you use the SketchUp or Revit, and maybe mix of the some software where initially you start with a hand sketch. Once you're done with your hand sketch, you bring it back to the AutoCAD. You done some of the 2D work. Then after that, just to visualize it, you bring it to SketchUp. Maybe you don't get some of the BIM workflow or information takeout, then you take it to the Revit, and then you know work onto a Revit, and then you might think, okay, this design doesn't work, or maybe client gives some of the comments to your designs, and then it all process go back to the SketchUp to AutoCAD to the hand sketch. So it's a kind of a mix work. Even there are some of the limitations you have at some in some softwares, then you might go for some of the software like a Rhino, which can do kind of advanced modeling, and all this thing is more of chaotic workflow what currently at the moment as a designers or as a different architects or interior designers are using it. And after that, if you, even if you want to present that your ideas, then you need a further they rely on to a more software which is like Photoshop or PowerPoint or InDesign, or if you want to create some of the renders as well, you have to rely on to a rendering software, third party rendering software, which gives you a lot of chaotic, so all fragmented workflows. So we have a solution for that. It's called as a vector workflow, what we like to call as a vector wow flow, where you just have to take your hand sketch and you have to use the vector work, and you can produce your for the drawings or for the virtual model as you require for your 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 drawings and requirements. So it's a one software which has all the solution, all the capabilities which currently designers need it. A design without limitation and collaboration without boundaries. Just saying that because it has the various boundaries where you can without limitlessly you can collaborate with the other software. Just to show you, let's talk about what that makes unique about the Vectorworks. So first thing first is it has a precision tools where it is where you can do 2D 3D work and advanced precision drawing like how you do it in AutoCAD. So it's kind of replacement for AutoCAD. Then there is also advanced tools inbuilt inside this software where you can do all the BIM capabilities, where you can draw your walls, where you can draw your windows, doors, customize them, create your parametric families, and derive your schedules and quantity and everything linked to a central model and create a drawings out of it. So almost a replacement of a Revit. And then there is a further, like it has a advanced tools where you can do parametric modeling, even as well as nerve curve modeling, primitive modelings. All those kind of advanced tools are there, as well as there is a inbuilt scripting is also there, like a grasshopper. You can have inbuilt inside Manon the scripters, which you can customize it, build your own script and develop your own fundamentals. So whatever you used to do it in a grasshopper, so it is a really make it as an optional for the grasshopper and a Rhino. And then it has a further capability where inside this platform you can create your stunning visuals, your your editing, image editing, your visuals, stunning visuals like presentations, 2D presentation, which you used to do it in a Adobe software like InDesigns and all those things, which you can inside in this software, in one software itself you can do it all. So really a great platform where you can leverage out all the in one platform, as well as it has a more of a advanced push and pull like a SketchUp quick tool modeling as well, and as well as collaborative more intuitive platforms which you can further build on it. So in one software it has included all the features. So name it all, built-in analysis, surface modeling, solid modeling, now curve modeling, even data visualization, your algorithmic modeling, your import export files in the Revit can be possible, drafting illustration, renderings, integrated renders, renderings, bi-directional worksheets. So all those things are possible into one software. So if you compare it with the other software, which is AutoCAD, SketchUp, Rhino, Revit, which are predominant in the market, the Vectorworks win it for all. So the fundamental is to stop switching with your apps, start creating. Just focus on do one thing. In previously, whenever we used to draw or something, it always used to stay in the paper. So they believe on a concept where they stay on a one paper and start developing onto that, and further, where they develop a digital tool where you keep it one software, one app, which where you can start and use your creativity, and nothing stops you from that. So that's a wonderful tool platform which has it where you can leverage out into for your own design perspective or your own BIM workflow as well. So one of the best factor is that interoperability at its best, where you can import almost anything and deliver almost everything. So where you can not only import Excel files, you can export back the Excel file. All the model which have been created, all export schedules can be exported into Excel. So really great platform, which currently none of the BIM platform currently which is in market, it doesn't have that kind of a tool. As well as it import the AutoCAD file, it's export back the AutoCAD file. So a really great from whatever the workflow we are currently using, you can just adapt with this platform as well. They are both with the Windows and Mac compatible. So you can, if you have a Windows, you can start with using Windows, and if you have Mac, you can start with the Mac as well. Even it reads your Python code and also export back your Python code. So a lot of advanced coding can be further done with that. You name it all. So Revit, Rhino, it import, export back. So a really import export type master tool where if you have your own current workflow, don't disturb that. You can just adapt to that. Whatever your specialized things, you can furtherly do that however you want it. So as I said earlier, it not only export the Revit files, it also has where you can change the further version of the Revit as well. So it's a really tool where you can export a batch file family files to a one file, and then further leverage it however you want it. So you might already have done some of your done BIM data work or workflow, which you can just adapt it and further use into much advanced version into Vectorworks. It will convert back to your Revit and further reduce down the version of the Revit as well. So a really great platform which you can utilize, and not only that, those things you can also do auto processing, and although also script it as ever you customly you want it. So from this, what I see is a really gap where in the industry there is a no specialized solution for the interior designers, or it required and interior designers certainly require the high level of customization, where they need a specific tools where they can see the bit curve for your table, for your specific age, or you want to go into much more micro detail, and those tools are missing in the current BIM workflows. Even for the landscape designers, they definitely require more of micro detailing, such as intelligent layer or plant species or soil grading. So those all are missing in current BIM workflow. Even architects do require some of the freedom, where instead of stitching into one platform where they robust into a single parametric, they quite work into more of rigid workflows, and where they can flexible platform where they can free-formly use their design concept, and even in entertainment industry and so on. So a lot of niche product has been created by the Vectorworks. So we as a Nemetschek have a solution which is a Vectorworks Architect. So currently there are multiple products. We have it: Vectorworks Landmark, Vectorworks Architect, Vectorworks Fundamentals, and Spotlight. So I'm gonna mainly focus on to architect today, and gonna talk about more as a Vectorworks Architect solution for interior designers, and then we're gonna go into more and more detail how it's gonna go and quickly gonna go. So what I'm gonna go is I'm gonna quickly show you what are the quick features they have it, and how you can leverage this out, and then later on after 10-15 minutes I will jump to a directly software and I can quickly show you some of the best tools and tricks which we can utilize for your things. So before start with uh, the Vectorworks architect. So this is the live case study where Starbucks as a brand has already shifted their Europe, Middle East, Africa, or almost Central Europe part. They have almost 25 designers has been shifted from Autodesk to the extensive use of the Vectorworks as they change their whole their workflow from being various software user like Autodesk to InDesign to various rendering software, but they switch to a Vectorworks because it's a one solution platform where they can leverage out and instead of working on 16 weeks of work, they can reduce down for a per store. They have reduced down to almost 8 weeks or 6 weeks. So it's a definitely a saving of a time and saving of a lot of efforts and switching in between the softwares hurdles a lot. So they have come up with a where interior designers has can completely adapt to a one solution software which is called as a Vectorworks, and there is a live a session live online how they have done it. What I will do right after this webinar, I'm going to share this link to you so that you can see how the Starbucks as a brand, as a how they have crafted their stores, even including from their creating their cup stores to the detailing of the each furniture to the massive level of the store, complete transformation. So they have done it flawlessly, and will recommend you to see that. And right after webinar, I'm going to show you some of the links which is going to help you to see like how they have adapted to that. So before starting, just a quick demo where you can see how one-click demo can work onto this. So Vectorworks has a tool where you can use multiple interface, but here is a one click interface where you can just by clicking you can go back to 2D, where by clicking you can go back to 3D as well. So even if you have a laptop, a Mac, and you can quickly using just a single click of buttons, you can visualize your whole design and showcase as to your client like however you want it, and you can further control it including just single one click. So a really platform which offers this kind of a effortless solution. So this is one of the example of just a deep dive of how quickly model you can do it inside the uh, inside the Vectorworks. So you can just quickly push and pull modeling. You can do it. You can add, subtract. You can add offset as well, and then you can just change the color, change bit, edit, develop your 2D forms, and then after that you can just render it into Vectorworks itself. So Vectorworks has a inbuilt renderers. First is a Cinewire, where you can use the equivalent to a V-Ray quality, and even Redshift, which has developed by the Maxon, and you can certainly use that as a inbuilt Redshift render as well. So both has a advanced render inside this software itself. So all-in-one platform where you have all kind of a 2D platform or 3D platform where you can do rendering, and then further if you want it you can further document it and create a drawing, or go into your VR mode or go into your virtual mode where you can showcase this into your AR VR technology as well. So as this is the age of AI, Vectorworks also has the AI feature, which is the AI visualizer, where you can quickly show instead of in the interior design. There is always a challenge like client doesn't know initial what it gonna look like while before going on. So using this tool where you can quickly visualize your different styles, different patterns, different color schemes before while going finalize your whole thing. So you can they have inbuilt presets which you can utilize it and then further leverage into your workflow, and then before while starting a detail model you can get initial ideas in AI and then further work in. And this is not a additional third plugin, this is inbuilt. When you purchase this software you get inbuilt AI visualizer which you can leverage into your flow as well. So there is a Vectorworks inside there is a detail library, Nemetschek. So it has all inbuilt library where like IKEA, Johnson, or Hamar Milan, or name it all. So all top manufacturing companies or European brands or international brands, it has inbuilt library. You just have to plug it and just add it to it. Not only that, family is adaptable, but it's also you have inbuilt parameters and you can further leverage it for your data driven designs as well. So a really lot in the software where you have a lot of inbuilt family where you can utilize it and create your interior space as you require. Just to show you how different space can work onto this. Yeah. So there is a tool called as a component tool where you can customize, you can add your own drawers, your further schemes, and you can further develop your various different styles and different visuals or options before you go to the client. So it has a software where you can, by clicking of some of the tools, you can find out the variations, and those variations can further showcase to your client, and then jump to out of three options you can jump to one and then further leverage it how you want it. Then present your ideas with a realism. So it has a tool, inside tool, which you can further your 3D model, your 3D elevation, then you can customize to your own field opacity. You can add your shadows, you can add your further intuitive effects, which generally you do it into third party solution, which is either Illustrator or InDesign, but this is inbuilt inside tool inside the Vectorworks, which you can utilize for your own purpose. So there is a Odyssey viewer for a meta. It is already where you can take your whole model which we just now talk, and that model can further take it to your VR, and then further show that model to send it to a cloud platform where you can customize see your model. You can navigate it. You can see. You can read their different layering. Your different layers can switch on, switch off. You can further and advancedly see your building right before it gets construction. So another great feature what Vectorworks offer is it has a collaborative tools where you can accurately collaborate your tools. You can assign the different colors to the users as well, so like various users how they can collaborate using this one software, and it has color coding scheme as well, so it can be identified and furtherly customized however you want it. Even in interior designers as well, you have a lot of different things which alternatively lot of people at the moment at a time works togetherly. So it has a suite tools where you can produce it flawlessly using collaborate and then customize it however you want it. So really a great collaboration platform. So from a workflow wise, for the architects, it has a lot of features where not only you can create your 3D design model, but also you can create your custom structural file, your MAP file, and further you can create as well your more and more intuitive modeling for that as well. So let's dive into the demo. So currently what we talk about it is just overview of the software. It's not a more of depth, but like this software has all the capability inbuilt where you can create your own things, where from the 2D you start with a sketch, then you can convert that sketch into the 3D. Then from that 3D you can add it to the BIM workflow. You can add your information. Then once you added your information, you can further leverage that information either to extract your schedule, or you to further extract your further information, and then further build your data, then collaborate that data throughout with your team, and then after that you can further visualize into a cloud platform where your AR and VR you can show it as well. So there is a Nomad app which for the Vectorworks for all the Apple and Android users. You can visualize, you can take that to your pocket and then further demonstrate to a site, and further link to your data. So a really platform where all in one build platform. And if you want to do a further customization, further scripting, there is a inbuilt scripting board is also available where you can further customize however you like it. So really a design without limits. So let me just instead of going for the presentation, let me just dive into the what are the softwares and its interface and how it works. So morally, if you can see, yeah, these are this is the Vectorworks, how it looks like. Moreover, it looks like an AutoCAD, and initially it is being toggled to a top view. So it is this. That's why it's a, you can see from the overall view how it's working. So as a designers or as a let me show you first a sample project, like how final sample can be created. So this is just a model which has been created in Vectorworks, and obviously it's a central model, and it's been shown to your all the different things. You can you can create your own central model, and then after that you can create your own drawings and everything. So just to show you, you can create your own drawings here. So just to start with, as an interior designer, you always have this kind of a initial concept, your own thoughts behind before you go to the design. So you always have the where you define your inspirations, and those inspiration you can directly come back. So these are the bitmap images, and there's been added the shadows here as well. So a really a platform where you can customize your mood boards, and then further you can add your color shades as well. You can pick a color shades from here and create your own color shades. These color shades you can further leverage into your own projects as well. So a really inspiration to a project color set, and color set to the application to the model, and from the application model you can derive to a drawing, and then you can save this color sets for your future. So in case if you're working on a similar project, you can leverage out this kind of a shade or an inspiration. So a platform which is a data driven, today is the data driven design is the most important data design. So a really platform where you can create those kind of a data design derive. So here is also this is the custom tool, and customizedly added the images from the Vectorworks as well. So Vectorworks has this kind of a tool where you can customly cut your images, and just to before quick visuals you can do it, like a just before visualize, okay, these are my some of the color schemes gonna be, this is gonna be my different gonna be, and then I'm gonna pick up some of my colored boards, and then further I can apply it that way. You can also create your own context plan, where you can add your building and the context, and these are the GIS data basically downloaded from the online, and it has a GIS integration as well, and you do a lot of stuff from the GIS integration. And then obviously you can set up your perspective, or you can set up your interior views, and you can certainly customize as you require. You can create your own interior views from the same 2D model. You can relink back to create your drawings. Then even you can create your custom proposed elevations. You can do a technical drawings, where same models can be further replicate and create your technical drawings, dimensions, and all these things can be done. You can derive your 2D to 3D workflow display as well, where you can further leverage it, create your perspective. Click of the button, you can create your viewports, and even demolition plans, and further you can further define it as well. So a really great platform where you can take not only your 2D information, but also customize your own solution, whatever you envision before in early stage of that time. You can further use those as well, and even a specific detail and all those things, and your micro detail relating to the your switches, your lamps, all those things, pendant, everything can be correlated. You can tag it, you can create a details, extremely create your dimensioning and the detailing for your own perspective as well. Even how this space is going to visualize, what are the different objects you're going to add it, even your feel and good perspective are going to be seen it as well. Even elevations, interior elevations can be created with the various visuals, various color schemes, and various options you can also create it here, and you can visualize right before your your client, before going to your client. Even a specific detail, all kind of whole detailed sections can be drawn from this. You can create your space planning, and you can develop those room requirements and all those things. can be also added. Schedules can be created where you can add your further custom data, your low density, medium density to high density as well, and then your overall area wise length width information. So all this information can be derived from the schedule, and then obviously lower schedule information. Then any kind of various manufacturing information, or your product which you already have it, your different objects which you have it inside the model. You can take a complete summary, and then with a made and manufacture of that, and product code information, further finishes, all the can be information can be derived from the model once you've been build it, not only into 2D, but it can be further give you legends with a symbol of the model. So visuals as well as what the the product you have it, and these are all derived like a legends. It's not customly created, so it auto reads your once you build your data, and it automatically builds your back. It creates your stunning visuals, your realistic visuals. This is derived from the redshift and various renders effects. So you can as good as V-Ray kind of renders right before before build. You can visualize, you can envision that, and then discover that into that as well. So enough of a thing. Let me just show you like how these things can work, and what we can do about, and furtherly how we can leverage these tools as well. So a really great platform where you can start from your you have a grid pattern where you have an initial information box. You have inside you have all the tools where you can use your BIM tools, your 2D tools, your all tool sets are gonna be here. And then on a right hand side you have object information, and obviously navigation bar where you control your classes, your layers, your shades, and further viewports as well. So extensive use, like similarly how we use it, have it. So just to tell you, like, okay, so if I initially want to start my workflow, I can always start with my initial sketching, 2D sketching, and then I can always toggle back between the 2D to 3D. So just to show you initially how this function work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna initially show you the quick features of the 3D models. Then what I'm gonna go is I'm gonna use that into a 3D BIM environment, and after that 3D BIM environment, I'm gonna use gonna show a quick interior view how is going, you can within a shorter span how you can convert back to your all those good tools, and then you can use that back to your quickly create your interior space, quickly derive the drawing from that, and further on. So just to show you before why I'm focusing on to the modeling first, because it will give you first initial user interface and how it works. So probably some people might have already user of this, some you might be a new user for it. So I'm starting with this flow, so hope that flow will understand you much better. So let me just show you, like you can always start with your initial a cube or something like a cube. So if you want to create a precise cube, you can derive from this, and you can always go back to your specific. You can specify whatever the dimension you want. Then even you can precisely control this, and you can keep it into your center. And so just to select, you have a tool where you can select this. Generally X is the command where you can select back to your thing, and then you can switch back to your center. So either you can also control from here. So if it is a toggle tool is not exactly working, then this can be switched. So this is a 2D workflow which you are working. So you can immediately switch back to a 3D. So it's a really a great platform where you can switch back to your 2D 3D platform, and it can work flawlessly whenever you anything you want it. So just to show you quick sample, these 2D things can be quickly convert back to your 3D by push and pull command, as you have it already in various softwares. But this is more than that, where I can just give the height, and I can define that thing. So I can always create kind of a quick tool where I can navigate that, and even in navigation also works, wherever I place my mouse. If I place my mouse, I can start my navigation here. If I place my mouse here, I can start my navigation from here. And if I specifically place, so really a platform where you can quickly navigate and however you want it. So due to the Python coding, it makes easy to customly built for this software. There is also a toggle space tool where you can also see all the your view in a different view without clicking off any hand. I am just using one hand, only one my hand, and from this one hand I can still navigate it. So a really platform where you can quickly using a space bar where you can get your quick tool access, where whichever the recent tool which being used, it will show you the all the recent tools. Even if you place a space bar as well, you space a space bar as well, you can even toggle back and control your further as you require. And anything very recent, it will show it. Anything tool set, you can set up, and you can further customize this as well however you want it. So obviously, whenever you have customly built, you can further customize this however you want. So if I'm deriving initial stage, I can define my my initial form, and I can always use it, and it will come back to my any kind of a deform space. If I want it, I can twist it further however I like it. I can I can give this into my various floors. So I haven't come back to that how to add those different floor, but just to show you a quick to demo like how this software can you can quickly visualize it, see it, and single click you can just visualize your space or initial concept of that, and then obviously detail out however you want it. This is just a one push and pull tool which I have been shown, but there are more tools which I would like to show, like a now curve modeling and all those things. So just to say, okay, sure. So yeah, so we have a time. So there is a best feature what I have found in any software which I've been used is this a search feature where I can just search whatever I want. So say if I want anything like say now curve modeling, and I can say no curve modeling. So it has a tool where I can search back anything. So all these tools, everything, all each tools, everything they made it into a search format where you can quickly search back to whatever you want it. So really a great platform where you don't have to remember all your shortcut, your all the information. You just have to search it. Like no, this is a time where we are in a AI age, and we should talk with our software. So just search it, tell him what you want, and he will give it to you. And then you can further leverage that like for your own BIM system. So in future as well, when you start building a model, even if you are searching something, and you can find out and quickly toggle back to whatever you want. So a really great platform just to show you how this can be leveraged into a 3D model. Just to show you, like if I'm on a 3D space, if I define my project space, I can always go back to it. You can say walkthrough, and you can actually do a walkthrough inside the live model and while building your model. Because what we believe in Vectorworks is like whenever you designing something, you always before you want to visualize quickly to your client. So while going on to your model, you can also go through a walkthrough. So let's define something, some height, and let's and then once you set it, then you can set up your whole again. First, let's find out the point where I want to have a walkthrough of it. Let's settle that there and just search for your command walkthrough, and then you can just, like a gaming, you can just walk through your building. You can see what's inside. You can show it to your client what are things are going on, how things are in progress. And I never seen a software which can show you a kind of a this kind of a toggle where you can toggle back to your gaming mode, and you can toggle back to your drafting mode or your designing mode, and so on and so forth. So really a platform where you can show, see, visualize, or you can check as well your model, like your seniors or your architects or your managers can see your model right before it builds, and they can rectify there. You can, if you're using a collaborator, then you can further rectify this however you want it. So a really platform where you can just navigate it, walk through it, and showcase all of your design information however you want it. And there are further toggle. You can also add your external toggles, and you can also use this toggle tools, which you can further leverage out to your showcase your whole model as well you want it. So a really great platform. So I will come back to my you know come back to my different view. So yeah, so as we talked about it, it has a really built-in feature which is a walkthrough, where you can, so just to show you this a lightweight model, I can always go through the model, and I can toggle back however I want it. So a really great platform where you can toggle back your surface and utilize your space. At the moment there is no ground, so it is going on space, but you can furtherly leverage out however you want it and however you like it. So a really good platform. Then after that, there are tools, which is I was showing the nerve curve. So what it does is, like, it can, it creates a node surfaces, like how you can create it into your into your, say let's say into your BIM workflows, or something like that. So let's create some arc, some custom arc where you want to utilize this into your 3D platform, maybe a sitting space or something like that, and you can toggle back to your for the requirement. And yeah, and then maybe if you want to use your now curved surfaces, where you want to customly build your space. So I can utilize my now curve, and I can further create my custom form however I require. And if I just go back, I can we can build our now curved surface. I build my now curve surface. I build my curve surface as well, and then I can just select this, select both of them, and then just like how we can make it into a path, and it will select back to your path. So either it will follow this as a path, or it will follow this as a path. You can add a scale factor as well, and then further you can either lock the profile, or you can fix the profile however you want, both ways. And then but the good part is, whenever if you create some kind of profile, it will add back to your thing, So let me just delete this. Okay, yeah. So you can quickly create your own custom forms, your custom tools, and it see how flawlessly it creates your 2D, 3D environment as well. But not only that, you said this is a two curve for surface. You name it all. Your two curve, your three curve, four curve surface also can read by this. So if I make it something like a some kind of a extrusion or something kind of a, maybe you can further customize it, and if you want to have it, you can further either have it two curve, or maybe if you want to subtract some kind of both of this object and want to create something a unique feature where you can quickly subtract some kind of a solids, and you can it will read back which base surface you want it. Either you want this surface or that surface. Then accordingly it will read it, and even if it is a curve and curve, it will curve back to your whole geometry as well. So a really great platform where you can leverage a kind of this kind of a complex geometry, and you can customly build it and however you want it. So a cool tool to utilize it, and not only that, whenever you do something, you can further copy that part and just copying, and you can just bring it, and it will cut back however you want it, and it can create your own custom thing. So a really platform where you can utilize this. Even if you created, if this profile is, if already a earlier path has been created, you can further customize that path a bit, and from 3D Toggle tool it will update back to as well with your cut geometry as well. So a really great platform where you can use kind of these advanced tools and leverage into your own custom uh, requirement for your own tools, and it will give you those solutions as well. So some of the tools which has this kind of feature, and you can build on your library. Say if you want to build your furniture, your own custom tools, your customization of any kind of custom geometry, it can build up using this kind of a tool. Just to show you how other tools can work onto this. So if I'm using kind of a tool where if I'm not sure about my geometry, or if I want to not sure about my how it's gonna look, so I can always toggle back and see that. So I can select, I can use curves as well and define those in a actually different platform as well, and it will define it back as well. And then if I want it, I can and I can further, if I want to customize it, I can customize it how I want it. So from elevation, I can project back the to 2D 2D projection to a 3D projection. So that's also tool it has it. Just to show you one more sweep tools, I will also show you. So I can anytime I can start with my elevation, and I can always work onto my elevation and my my further top view, other views and other things as well. So just to show you. So if this is my elevation thing, I can always go back to this, and I can always go for the sweep, and define my, I can always define it, and let's say horizontally how it works, and it will roll back to the horizontal surface. So it has another tool where you can toggle back between the different surfaces, and you can further customly edit it, and you can furtherly change your parameters as well. Let's define the first line, and then you can define those as you want it. So, so I think it's not in the same plane. So let me just check the plane has. So let me just show you another part of it where you can further customize it and utilize the top surfaces. This is my 2D platform. I can always start with a initial sketch. If I so the thing is that it has a 2D 3D interface, and it comes with a basic distribution of where you can go X Y, and you can change X Y Z. But here you can, this geometry you can convert back to your UV as well, which generally most of the software doesn't have it. Just to show you, I can always convert back to the convert back to the curves, and once it convert back to a curve, it has a u degree and v degree, which is further can be customized. So say phi and enter. So I can always see, and if I see this, I can always see, like, further it gives me a points where I can customize this, or leverage this as well. So if I done kind of this where I can squeeze this kind of a thing, and it will give me the curve profile as well, and as much you want. Like if you get it to 15, you can also further customize this however you want it. So you can really carve out whatever you want it. The more points you have it, the more it will have the more, the customizations, and it will give you the quick geometrical forms, and which we can leverage this as well. And if you want further, it will also create it. So let me just create one more thing, because let's not create, because it will destroy your whole surface. Instead of that, where I can create it, I can I can add, I can convert back to my curve surfaces. If I convert back to my curve surface, I'm not stitching to this. Maybe I can keep to 2 and 2 only, just to give that kind of flexibility. And if I want it, I can further create my own shelf tool as well. So just to, and I can further see my geometry however the bent I want it. So and it will, I can control this and further update this however I want it. So just to show you, so it has a built-in features where you can work however the customized you want it. And then what I'm gonna do is, right after the this quick tool, I'm gonna bring back to some of the BIM workflow, where same tools can further, you can customize it, then you can build on your surfaces. Then we're gonna build some of the more custom objects as well as build of BIM objects. And then we can customly create our interior space as well. I'm going to show a live demo of the that interior space, and that live demo we can further develop it into further, further platform, and create some of the drawings as well. So just one more, this model is loading, so just give me a second. Even you can customly create your own tools. You can be sure. So I'm just gonna add this to my profile. I can add it to my flow from this, where I can add my tube. I can add result more as well, but I'm at the movement too. Okay, go back to my 3D and select the surface. I can select this. I can always change it however. If I want to change this, I can change it back however I want it. And I can change the direction, orientation, as well as I can build some of it however I want it. So a quick tool where you can create your custom geometry however you want it. Maybe a roof space, or a kind of a different space if you want it. You can always toggle back with your own different your surfaces, and you can further customize however you want it. Just to show you, you can toggle back with these surfaces. And sorry. So yeah, so if I, you can say this is the 2D plane only, how you're going to define this into 3D plane. So there is a built-in feature where you can do convert back to a shell as well. So you can always select and convert back to a shell, uh, solid shell, yeah, and it will create your solid shell. You can define your thickness and it will create back to your solid shell as well. So a really good platform where you can build this. So a custom, why architects need to be have only straight walls. Zahadit once told, like, there are 360 degrees in the whole design workflow. Why to stick with the 1 degree? So a really platform where you can really customize your thing. You want to build your own custom slab, own custom everything, it can do, build everything. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just switch back to more specific to interiors and how it gonna, focus on to how to create a project and how to start the project quickly as well. So yeah, we have a 1 hour more. So what I'm gonna do is, let's half an hour I will build some of the project, and then while building that project, uh, keep your question ready. I know there are many questions is gonna come, and we're gonna dive into that. There are a lot of things to be discussed, lot of things to be shown. This is just a surface level quick demo. I'm just showing it, but later on we're gonna drill down into more detail as well. So let's start with it. So as we, let's build our interior space. So maybe initial concept stage, what you can say, you might, define your space where, you might define, okay, this is my space where I want to do a training center, or maybe this is my space where, this is my space where I want to, I want to use my 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 further, or maybe this is my training set, this is my, a kitchen or cafeteria, or this is my entrance or something like that. If I initially design as a, something kind of my training center or a library or kind of things, or initial outspace, if I design it, if I can always define this. Once if it define everything defined, what I can see, I can quickly visualize in 3D. Okay, this is my form has been done, I created this, or maybe I can say this as my cafeteria, whatever I'm imagining that. So once you're done with that, then either what I can do is I can add to a surface. It will quickly add back your surface. Your overall surfaces has been added, or you can build all side of wall from there as well. But I'm just showing that at the moment for the external walls only, just to show flawlessly. You can build your external walls, and you can, create quickly your geometry mouse here, and then, you have created it. So now once you have created this, you can similarly utilize your 2D safe space, and then you can create back your, you know say about your slab. So you can always go and say slab, and you can create your slab space. So a slab has been created. Obviously, you can further edit it. You can furtherly customize this. Then, if you want to use this similarly for your ceiling as well, and you can further define those into a ceiling space as well. So quickly you can define it, or you can bring your AutoCAD file, your Revit file. You can filter none of the information which you don't require, and you have your ample of space which will be read from your Revit or from the AutoCAD, and you can just start with your design or your thought process as well. So a really great platform. Then if you wanted to use some of the door window, so there's a 2D 3D platform. You can have a top view where it will show you all kind of views and information as well, and you can further define those information however you want it. And just to show you, you can always add your doors. So search your doors, no need to go to the software. You can always search back to the doors, and there you have it. And you can always toggle back with your top plan. So I can say I don't want a solid form, I just wanted to work on 2D platform. I can select this. I can change the direction. I can change this side direction. I can toggle back this side. I can change this direction, and then here is my plan. Maybe if I want a door, I can further customize this door, and it has this parametric features which you can use it. So let's create another door. Let's not disturb this. So I can always create this door, and if I further customize this, wanted to customize this door, either I can go and select my different types of it. I can always go and select my different types. How you have it inside into a kind of a platform where you already have some similar in Revit, where you can further replace this door with some of the type of doors already you have it. But you can this it's at the moment unlisted, but you can further take it from here, which has been defined geometry, or which is a unique feature which this software has, is you can further customly build it however required. Because and this gives you a real platform where interior designers can come into picture, where not only where they can define it. Say now if I want to customly build up my own door style, I can always go back and build my own custom style, where I can define the height, I can define my width, I can further customize it however I want it. And those things, parameters are there, so it will define your own parameter. And then you can define that further as an interior side, what is going to be, it is on a right side, left side, you can define it right before it. Your swing style, your type of a door, is it a barn door, is it a double swing door, or is it kind of a double egresses folding, do you want a particular pocket inside. So most of the interior designers have this kind of a space saving requirement. So you have inbuilt configuration where you can use this kind of a pocket doors, where you have single, double, by. So your whole these things has been also defined as well, and you can further add it your number of leaf as well. If you want to add a 4, it will all add your 4 leaves as well. So all those custom things you can, it will add back your 4 leaf as well. But 4 leaf are too much. So I'm just saying that it has that built-in feature where you can customly build this. And then further, if you wanted to use for the sliding, you can use it for the two sliding, single sliding door, the direction as well, exo and other directions as well. You can further define it. So a really custom tools which you can further customize your own different space of the door and type of a configuration of the door, and you can define it. Not only that, if you want to define this as a specifically opening, or if you want to define this as a specifically as a a standard door, that also can be created, and you can further define that as a, if you want a round shape to be, then it could create your own round space. You can further customize this and define this. If you wanted a gable type of a shape, if you want to be eclipse kind of space, or you just wanted to have a round or a segmented arch, or you want to have a left hand slope, right hand slope, and you can, if you want further customization as well, you can do that. But in built-in features is at the moment there is a feature which is which is available, is like a double acting door. I can have it, and instead of so much of big space, I can always go for something limited space where I can define my whole model as well to that. So it will custom build your whole thing. Not only to that, it has a feature where all the 2D controls you can control it. Your all the information related to your how this plan is going to see in 2D can be controlled. Your 3D visualization, your further any kind of further control you can add it. Your ID, interior design definite ID, if you, to give this door as a specific door ID, which automatically will detect your ID number, and your define it will define to your drawings as well. So you just don't need to remember, or there is a tool called a tag all, which will define your all the all your taggings, and you have to click it. So you can customly D1, D2, or whatever you want to call it as per your standard. If you have a company which has specific name and those project standards, if you want to use it, you can furtherly use it, and this will save your style. And so in future you don't need to create your own different types. You can create your own build your own standards, maybe you have developed into maybe into Revit or AutoCAD. Those can be also transfer once back to the Vectorworks once, and then you have it all. And then data driven, you can define it more as well. Then configuration of the doors, folding, pockets, siding, frame sizes. If you want to have it a particular like a lintel, it could also include the lintel area as well. So a flat platform, you can further customize those lintel details. You can further customize, add your hardware, any kind of predefined hardware already there inside this. You can further add those as well, whichever you want it. So a good, really good tool. It has a egos where you can get your U value, I value. So if you have a sustainable solutions, you can you will know your U value. You will know your how this energy performance you can have it. You can add your manual input. You can first customly customize. So for all your manufacturing data can be further added here, and further custom data, anything related, you can add it. You have another 10 different fields which you want to use it, especially if you want to use this data as a Kobe, or if you want to use further your own custom, for the FM data as well, you can further add this data and customize it. So just at the moment I'm just showing this quick tool, and then you can see your customly build a door, and those can be, you can build it as well you require. So once you have that, it's a good platform where you have this kind of a tool. And then obviously if I done with the this tool, and then if I just wanted to create kind of a space where let me just say, I want to do much more of a interior space. So if I define my top view, okay, so, yep, so it will, right? So you can define it, and further if I want to start with my again further interior walls, I can search back with my walls, and here what the another unique features where you can just sketch your walls as well, where whenever you are drawing a wall, if you define something your wall, you don't need a trim command. It automatically reads the red lines which are showing. It's automatically reading your trim commands as well. So it reads whenever it get read, it reads that it is already overlapping, and it will be automatically drew that as well. You can further tap command. You can further customize this and control this as well. But just to show you quickly, I am gonna add this into interior space. Obviously, I can go and define my interior walls as well. So I can always define those as it required. It's still while drawing those, it rates my interior space of it, and it will trim back. I don't need to draw those things. It will automatically trim back however the fashion. Further, I can update it. I can customize this and build it as ever I want it. So let's add one more door just to go back. Don't do so. Here what's the great part is you don't have to switch between the search it, you find your things, search back it, you find your own things, and then so all those things information is been uh, carefully added here, and then you can further customize your space as well. So a quick plan is ready. Now what we can do is we can further add your own custom parameter on custom tools, and further update these tools as well. So one more unique features which I would like to show you is, let's build some of the interior space just to show you quickly how if you don't know, right, this is my custom profile, and if I don't know how is my space is going to look like, or how much at the moment I'm just roughly showing it just to showcase you the capabilities of this software. I'm not going to much customly realistically shown, but just to show like how you can derive to from the data driven this software, and how you can create kind of a custom tools very quickly as well. So let me just quickly again. just quickly define this. I can always select my custom profile, my room space, and I'm just showing you random right? I know this is my space at the moment I have available here, and somehow this is my training center, and I need to add some of the training for things here as well, sitting arrangement. I don't know, right? I need to derive the data, I want to define the data, and I have to see how much those, the number of seats are going to come here. So I always have this toggle, tool where I can go back to my interior space, and I can find kind of a seating. So sitting selection, right? So I can always define my sitting selection. I can always go and select my type of a different setting, like for the restaurant, for the training center, for the thing. So let me just have a simple standard. These are the different types which you can have it. Even a restaurant sitting, how much is gonna sit it, how it gonna fit it. If it is a restaurant, if it is a specifically a training center, if it is a particularly theater and all those things, so you can further define it as well. But at the moment I'm just have to select this kind of thing, and then it will, whenever I select it, it automatically detects my number of chairs, number of chairs is going to fit it into that, and how much spacing I required. So it blindly selected whatever the area I have been selected. Obviously it has to be understood, like obviously I have to leave that space, so even it those need to be updated. So my space, if it my the selection of could be, if it is different, it will automatically define in much better way. But at least it reads the some of the parameter where you have minimum space and requirement, and you can further define those as well, or maybe you can further customize those arrangement, and you can further customize your own tools as well. So I don't know, it is if it is a define, if I just say to it is unselected, you can further customize this and however you want it. So convert back to the thing. If I want to further customize it, I can select type of my chair, type of my thing, and I can always define that back as well. So I just not gonna change it a bit. So if I just selected it, I can obviously I can see my minimum requirement, space requirement, all those criteria I can add it. Obviously for the restaurant as well I can add similar criteria, and it will build back my whole interior space however in quick way as it required. Obviously this is different, all it do define onto your own custom definition, but as well it it's whatever it follows basically the path however you want it, and you can further customize it or edit it or remove it, add it, or you can furtherly customize however you want it. So really a platform where you can leverage this kind of information, and instead of this I can always remove back and change back to my surface, where I can find out, okay, these are the things are clashing, or these are the things are not gonna work. I can always go back and change it back, and define those as a into a much defined space as well. Then just one more feature which I would like to show is the component, where I can define those component as well. So let me just see. Let me just check. You can always have the different work set where you can define your toolkits in some of the cases. So you can define those tool sets, and you can take those toolkits whenever you require. So just to show you for the interior. component feature where I can just add some of my component features and define that as it is. So suppose if this is a kitchen area or some kind of a preparation area or my kind of a component area, so I can always go back and see. So just to show you here, it will be easy. I can always hide and see, but it will take a time and additional time. I just wanted to show you. So you have a by base defined component, and which is generally you use into your thing, but you can further customize this. Obviously you can create your initially what I show a custom built model and built around it, but also by define from a specific base cabinet, you can define to a wall based cabinet or a tall base cabinet. You can define those as well, and all those to that cabinet can further customly build it however you want it. So like how I showed it in a different video where you can create your own different openings in this cabinet, where you can show a simple opening and where you can add the leaf if you want it, if you want to split it into two, if you want to add it as a double door roof, and all those things can be further added here into your your different kind of custom requirement of the tool, and you can just quick back, you can create those things as well. And not only that, even you have the best standard available for ICAST stores or other top brand manufacturer. You can bring it and you can customly build it as well. And not only that, it will also work onto your width ratio, so you know your own space requirement and you can further update this as you required. Suppose if it is a specific requirement, it automatically convert back to you. So really a great parametric family which you can leverage this out. And not only that, leverage it, but also you can further use this for your custom needs and your own requirements, and you can further leverage this out as a tool and furtherly use this as well. So even there are further countertops and tools are also available which you can utilize into your own space, and you can further customize this as well however you want it. Just to show you the schedule as well, and let me show you so I will also open one of the sample file where how you gonna send this data. All this data can be you export back to your Excel and then further leverage to define your more more data driven strategy, or you can say how the schedule can be extracted, more information can be extracted from this and further leverage out for your project. So and not only that, when you can extract your data, it will extract into Excel, but as well you can, if you change it in Excel, it will it will also update back to your with the model as well. So a really a platform where parametrically you can change anything, all kind of parameters, and you can define those parameters as well in this as well. So just to show you, even name it all, it has all the features where you have light, you can add your lights, you can add your own furniture, you can add your own finishes, you customize these things as well. So just to show you, if I can always go back and search some of the worksheets. And there are already, you need to, while building a model, you can create your own worksheet, you can define those worksheets as per your needs, but obviously you can further extract out your further information from the model, either to your Kobe data, your furniture data, your furniture with the key equipment, your lighting information, your all kind of wall information, wall partition, everything whichever you want it. And it not only did that, you can define that specifically how you do it in other BIM softwares as well, but much better way here. So just to show you how a wall type of, or maybe just for a simple reason, I say door, I can search back, I can select the door, and I can extract my door schedule here, and maybe just to define it and keep it in here, and let's open it will open back your Excel file. It is directly linked to your own Excel file, and it will show you the data which has been created here, and it will not only create show you the information with the door, but it shows the at what floor it is, at what how much instances it is, what is the width, what is the height, what is the quantity, what is the configuration symbol, simple, or further on, and then other information related to fire rating and all those things. So you know exactly the number of, and you can further filter this data. Obviously this data is further linked, so if you change here anything, it will change back to your model as well. So a really good platform where you can schedule this out of it, you can derive a quantity, you can budget this out of it. So a platform where you not only start with a early quick modeling tool, but leverage this into further BIM tool, and as well as define your interface space as you require. Uh, just wanted to show a quick more advanced tool. Obviously you know this, you can keep exploring this, you can have a trial, you can have wanted to buy a license, you can go and buy the license, but I just want to show you again further customization, how deep customization you can go for here as well. So maybe as an interior space you need this kind of a real tool. So let me just show you a quick tool. Maybe I can just create a new thing because it will define it much better. So this okay. So let's define the wall, and also remind your previous uh, previous your previous command as well. So a good platform where it reads this as well. So let's define this as my wall, right? So find it here. So suppose let me go down to my wall definition, right? So it has all inbuilt wall, right? But maybe as an interior designer, I might need some custom tools. So it has inbuilt a custom tools where you can define those kind of custom tools. So for instance, let's say if I want to create some of the interior space, and I can always go back and change it to my, this is the last tool I'm showing you, and I can always show my let's take some let's take a simple example. Let me do just 100, and and, and maybe what can I do is further customize this. Right, if I define this as a tapered wall or kind of a different custom, obviously I can create my custom profile here. I was going to show you the custom profile, but we have a bit of limited time. You can always use your own custom forms here as well. And then what I can do is I can always select this. I can go to the ACC and I can say create projections. So when I say create projection, it will read back your projections and it will define those into the boundary as well. So it's called to a different scheme. So it will define that into project. Let me show this as a brick veneer. Then it will define back your cut plane as well. So whenever you go more depth, you will show your cut plane as well. So especially in the form of so here you have a custom tool where you can obviously you can define your customized thing. All the 3D parameter which I show can be read here, and then obviously when you go back to your top view as well, it read back your top view as well. So then just go back to add your window, and it will read your window as well. So really great platform where you can customly reads your information, and go back to your top view, and you can read back to your toes as well, and you can further customize this however you want it. And this is interior tapered space which you will define by this, but you can also go back to your thing and define this as well as custom you want it. If you have facades which you want to customly create your own space and keep your window style as well and define those as well, you can customize your thing as well. So a really platform where it gives you a freedom, flexibility, and uh, give you a design without limits,